how to react when your specific person comes back into your life. What do? Do you bring up things that piss you off? Do you bring up the past? Do you even talk about the past? If you're not sure what to do, then this is the video for you, because I've been through that and I'll tell you exactly what not to do that I did. So guys, I'm Loz. If you've not watched me before, I have a TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, weekly newsletter, all free stuff that you can watch to learn how to manifest correctly, consciously, and not unconsciously doing shit you don't want, like manifesting your specific person back and then losing them, because a lot of people do. And the reason why I started this account was because I was noticing the things I was doing in my life that was causing me to lose my manifestations, including getting a specific person back, reacting to them when they came back and losing them. And I didn't realize it was because of me. And I'd been focusing on them the whole time and I'd been reacting. And my reaction when they came back is what actually caused our breakup. And someone just asked then, could you do a Loz lesson about how to react when they come back? How to react when they come back is to not react. Right? I learned this the hard way. Don't react. Like literally don't react to anything. That's the answer. I know that's like a simple answer, but like literally when you realize you're causing everything, what's the point of reacting? Like really think about that logically. If they've come back and they've turned up with the old them still, you're still the old you, or you haven't been patient enough to let them reflect the new you that you're reflecting out in the 3D. So the reason why I fucked it up when my specific person came back is because I was watching a lot of people who teach make your specific person conform. Manifest them back. I'd been listening to those fuckwits and that's all wrong. You're not making them conform. They're not doing anything of the sort. There's no conforming happening. The word conform is so confusing to so many of you, and I got confused. And I thought it was about them and changing them and the new story of them and what do I do about them. And I then reacted to the way they hadn't conformed, and then guess what happened? I reacted like a triggered bitch because, oh, lo and behold, I had not changed anything about myself really. I thought I had, but I really hadn't. And then I still reacted from my old triggers that were still there because the absolute fucktards I've been watching on YouTube had been saying, change them, make them conform, how to make them change. You're not making them change. They're literally reflecting you. So if you haven't fucking changed and you're still reacting from your old triggers and you're still the same old bitch you were before with the same old self-concept issues, guess what will happen? You'll have a blow up, you'll have an argument, someone will bring up the past, you'll bring up the past, you'll be triggered by something they do, something they say, something that happens, like they're not giving you enough attention or affection or time, whatever, and then you'll blow up like I did, and then the whole thing will fucking blow up like a mushroom cloud, and you'll think, oh, they didn't conform. But you hadn't conformed to the new you were trying to create because you spent the entire fucking time trying to change them. When they come back, if anything rattles you, if anything makes you react, you've got to realize you're still reacting from your old triggers that you had before that you haven't changed. Don't blame them. They're not triggering you. You are fucking triggering yourself. They haven't gone into your mind and flicked a switch and gone, I've triggered you, ha-ha. Like, those of you who blame your specific person for triggering you aren't really getting how triggers work. You trigger yourself all by your fucking self. They don't have a clue what they just said that triggered you. And they're not doing it on purpose. They're literally reflecting you. They have no free will but to turn up the way you think you are and the way you think they are. I'll say that again. They have no free will but to turn up the way you think you are and the way you think they are. So if you react to them, you are literally acting like a fucking psychopath in their eyes because they have no idea why you're reacting the way you are, because all they can do is reflect the you are. I'll say that again because a lot of you aren't getting this. If you react to the way they're showing up, you're reacting to you. You've reflected that story out. You've reflected you out. I don't get time and attention. People pull away from me. Things don't go right. Things go wrong. You don't really want me. You don't really want to be here. You're paying attention to other girls. You're not giving me the time you gave me before. This isn't the same as it was before. Those thoughts. then he will not give you the time he was giving you before, not give you the attention, not give you the love, pay attention to others, all the things you were thinking that have then caused that in the 3D. Then it starts happening in the 3D. He starts not giving you as much time as he used to, not giving you as many texts. It turns into friends with benefits instead of a full-blown relationship or something. Then you start reacting to the things you were thinking that are causing that. Then he starts doing it. You start reacting. Then you cause a fight or get triggered or start an argument or start a conversation or talk about the past or ask them what they're doing or demand to be locking down the relationship or bringing up that it's not the same as it was before. And then all he can do is go, huh? And he doesn't know why he's reacting the way he is, why he is being the way he is. He can only be your mirror. So if you haven't changed, they can't change. So when they come back and you're reacting, it's like you're screaming at the mirror, starting an argument with your mirror, asking your mirror to lock down and commit to you. I mean, how fucking nuts would that be? Getting up in the morning, mirror, mirror on the wall, why haven't you committed to me yet? It'll be going, bitch, I'm just reflecting your story from childhood that nothing works out for you and you're not loved. I don't know. What do you want me to do? But they don't know that, guys. They don't know they're just reflecting you. All they can do is reflect you. So when you react, you look like a Looney Tune. Then they think, oh, not this again. This is why I left. And then they leave. And then you feel bad. Oh, my God, I shouldn't have got triggered. I acted like a triggered bitch. Oh, Loz, what do I do? Think about how a child is, guys, in childhood. The terrible twos. How a 2-year-old will chuck a tantrum. Have you ever seen a 2-year-old chuck a tantrum? How did parents react to children chucking tantrums? All kinds of different ways. Now, when I used to be a nanny, I used to walk over the top of kids, like step over the top of them while they were having a fucking tantrum on the floor and completely ignore them until they calm down. Some parents sitting down, now, darling, tell me your feelings. What are you feeling right now? While the kid's going, ah, and throwing a tantrum. Other parents be like, you sit, you be quiet, la, la, la. My mum used to. There's so many different reactions. And your SP is like the parent having the reaction, the nice reaction that, oh my God, what have I done? Have I hurt your feelings? Or the, oh, fuck, you're being a psycho and walking off and ignoring you, or block, like I did, walking over the top of the kid, like not on the kid, over the top of the kid. Or saying, oh, fuck's sake, and shutting you up. They're having the parental reaction to your fucking tantrum. Now, have I done something to trigger that child as a nanny to cause the tantrum, or is the child causing its own fucking tantrum based on its own thoughts about itself? I don't get what I want. I want that thing. You don't listen to me. My mum gives me lollies. Why won't you? And chucks a tantrum. I didn't do shit. The kid decided to chuck the tantrum. Just like you're deciding to chuck a tantrum in your own mind and react to your specific person. And just think about the reaction you have to tantrum throwing children. The kind of, oh God, that kid's fucking annoying. Or, Jesus, that parent doesn't really know what they're doing. Or, oh God, someone give that kid a bullet, which is things I used to say about children. Not very nice. But like when a kid's really naughty, it annoys you, right? So think about the reaction you have to naughty children, tantrum throwing children. It's not a huge amount of respect you have for the parent or the child, right? Or you feel sorry for them. Think about your SP as the parent looking down on that child going, oh, not this again. Or, are you all right? Oh, God, they've got some issues. Or, fucking shut up. Or, block, ghost. Because what the parent did really has nothing to do with the parent. The child has decided it's really upset about some fucking thing. You've decided you're all kinds of upset about some fucking thing. You decided that all by your fucking self in your own little mind, like a little 2-year-old chucking a tantrum, and your SP can do nothing but react the same way that a parent would or an outsider would to that fucking tantrum and just go, okay, bye. And that's why so many of you get ghosting, being left on red, them leaving you, because everything's coming from your trigger like you're a 2-year-old still having a fucking tantrum. And especially if you guys blow up in the 3D, or you do what I did to my old SP and be like, what's wrong with you? And pick a fight. If you pick fights, can you imagine the reaction? Everything's been calm and you suddenly blow up and have a fight, like a mushroom cloud just exploded in your own mind. They have no idea. It just came out of nowhere. They don't know where that came from. That came from your childhood, honey. It didn't come from your SP. Your poor SP is getting yelled at or told off about something. They don't even know what they did. Meanwhile, you've got a whole tantrum going on in your mind and they're none the wiser as to what the fuck is going on. They just cannot wait to get away from you. Just like me walking over a child chucking a tantrum. They're like, get me the fuck out of this bed. This girl is a nutcase because I didn't even do anything, right? So in my case, I had read into the way they were acting that evening, thinking they were upset about something to do with their ex-wife, and I just read into it. And instead of saying that, like, babe, you're upset about that, that's kind of making me feel a certain kind of way, a bit neglected or something. Do you want to spend time by yourself tonight? Like, because I'm feeling a bit all kinds of ways about this. I just went, what's wrong with you? Which was a really immature, dumb way to handle it. And then he had no choice but to react to me going, oh, what have I done wrong? I've done something wrong. And then just totally shut down. Right? Because that's the way he was. And I had a story that's the way he was, so I made him shut down even more because I had the story. He doesn't talk about things. If I yell at him, he won't react. He'll just go mute. Right? So he can only turn up the way to me, reacting the way I thought he'd react, which was not be happy about it. And I was reacting from my trigger, not controlling it, like a child chucking a tantrum. And what do you think the outcome was? Had I made him conform to exactly the person I thought he was going to be? Or had I not bothered to change me so that when he did come back, my triggers didn't trigger me? It wasn't about him. I could have conformed him all I like. I could have seen the new story of him all I like. But the story of him, whatever triggers me about him, comes from me. It ain't got nothing to do with them, which is why concentrating on changing them is so fucking dumb. Doing 3D shit to change them, having conversations to change them, focusing on the outcome to change them, having visualizations in your mind to change them, trying to change them by focusing on the SP affirmations, they love me, they adore me, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff you guys do, all power to you. But has any of that got anything to do with you? Trust me, I talk from experience. I did all that. And I was still the same old bitch I was before, reacting from my old triggers so that when something showed up in the 3D that I didn't like or told me a story, meaning I was getting ignored or I wasn't loved or someone was better than me in my reality, which was all from my story, my self-concept of you're not good enough, you're not the priority, the ex-wife's the priority, didn't it trigger me? Because wasn't I still the same old bitch I was before because I'd been focusing on changing him and not changing me? The story of me not being prioritized, the story of me not being the chosen one, the story of me not being enough. So I read into something he was doing, which the poor guy wasn't even doing, by the way, and read it from my lens, over my eyes, from my childhood of I'm not good enough, I don't get prioritized, this won't work out because I'm not the chosen one. So the poor guy gets a reaction from me that has nothing to do with anything he's doing. I've read into it wrong. I react from my trigger and he has no choice but to be like, see ya. So every single time, in answer to your question, how do you react when they come back? You don't. And anytime you feel like reacting, you fucking go within and you think, why am I reading into this wrong? What am I doing right now? Reading into him looking at his phone or him seeming quiet tonight or him seeming sad or him not paying me attention. What am I reading into this that's got to do with me? Well, shit, I better go within and start changing the story. He's not ignoring me. He's just got things on his mind that have nothing to do with me. He's here, isn't he? Isn't he spending so much time and love and attention with you just even being here? Doesn't he love you? That's why he's here. Lord, stop reading into stuff that isn't even happening. Stop reading into things from your triggers from childhood that have nothing to do with him. Don't you dare start a fight with him about nothing to do with him because it's all to do with you. That's what you do. And then you shut your fucking mouth. And you do not, and I repeat, do not start a fight or have a conversation or expose your trigger in any fucking way unless you want to just express a feeling. I'm feeling really shaky right now. I'm not feeling so good. Or that conversation we just had has actually made me feel all kinds of ways. It's nothing you did, babe. I'm just having a moment. Like that. Because is that blaming them? No. If you want to have a conversation about it, make sure. And I repeat, make sure you don't blame them whilst you have the conversation. Judy, Loz, oh my God, it's been so long. You look great. Preach great. Oh, Judy, darling, how are you? Thank you, darling. Assume your partner is loving. Hang on, someone's trying to join me. Good way. What did you say? Assume your partner is loving / understanding of your triggers because you're enough as you are. Exactly, guys.
So you can assume if you want to have a conversation with them about it, I'm feeling all kinds of ways right now. Like I feel like you're really quiet tonight because you're off in your head about what you just heard. And that's making me feel a kind of way. And it's nothing to do with you. It's my stuff, babe. I'm really sorry. I'm just not with it tonight. I can't get my mind off the fact that your mind's not here. Like I feel like you're not present. If I just said that, he would have been like, babe, I'm so sorry. I just got stuff going on. It's nothing to do with you. Problem solved. But just expressed my feelings. If I'd told him about my trigger and said, I'm feeling kind of triggered right now, but it's really nothing to do with you, the whole thing would have been resolved.
But because I used to be a reactionary person, I couldn't control that reaction. And I tried and I tried. And sometimes I would be holding like a balloon under the water, holding down my reactionary tendencies. But in that particular instance, you've got to know what your triggers are, guys, to know that when they come up, you can control them, because sometimes it's uncontrollable. And that's because it's a fight, flight, or freeze or fawn response. Sometimes with me, it's a fawn response, like just going quiet, like his was. And a lot of you don't identify them. If you go and do my self-concept course, I talk about the fight, flight, or freeze response, okay? And I need you guys to understand yours so that when you do feel those triggers, you can stop yourself before shit comes out of your mouth or you react in a certain way, like pushing them away or chucking a tantrum that causes them to react to you in a certain way that isn't good. If you haven't done my self-concept course and you haven't identified what your triggers are, I would suggest you do it. It's only $145. If you want to go even deeper, do my Worthy as Fuck for Love course assessment, because that really assesses your triggers in love specifically. Okay, guys, do you understand? So I'm going to scroll back and read the questions, but I just need you guys to understand that non-reaction is the answer. Do nothing. You do nothing in all aspects of manifestation, apart from going within and changing your mind. You don't need to react. You just go within. You don't need to say anything unless you're just purely expressing a feeling about how you personally are feeling. And then you go within and you change what you're thinking in your mind and you fucking work on those triggers and why they're triggering you. Why am I reacting to this right now? What is this story telling me about me? What is the way I'm reading this situation telling me about me and my self-concept? Well, this is telling me I don't feel chosen. I better go within and start fucking telling myself I am chosen. I am the chosen person. Of course I'm chosen. Got it? All right, I hope that made sense, guys. Let me scroll back and read questions because I'm not going to be here forever because I've got so much shit to do. Hang on, guys. I'm going to the top. Oh, thank you for all the fairy red and rainbows, darling. Queen Loz and Loslings. Yes, guys. Hang on. Where are the questions starting? I can't even see them. Wait a moment. I'm having a hard time finding the top of the questions here, guys. Manifest all the things in the squad now. Yes, guys. So Manifest All the Things Part 2 came out this week and I took you on a tour of my house showing you all the things I've manifested and how I did it. How to stop getting yelled at work. Well, stop assuming that's going to happen, darling. Do you think you get told off all the time? Do you think you get bullied? Do you think people are against you? What are you thinking that's causing that? I don't know why my username shows up like that. Oh, it's Noor. Oh, hi, darling. Hey, Loz, got off yesterday. I was asking about if you were... Oh, yes, I will do that, darling. People being mad at me, a self-concept issue. Yes, says Bill. You think people are going to get mad at you. You think you do things wrong. Hang on, I did that one. The YouTube video's been on fire. Oh, thank you, Star Moon, darling. What did you say, Jenna? How are you so fabulous every single day? Hey, Loz, I got a lot of managers getting mad at me at work. How can I stop this? I've already answered you, Isabel. I didn't attract a cheater, or did I create the cheating? Both, darling. So you'll manifest into your reality a person will cheat because you've got a story that all men cheat, or you get betrayed or hurt. Or when they came in, you turned a non-cheater into a cheater by constantly having trust issues with them and assuming hurt, and then they hurt you. One or the other. About staying in the state. Yes, I just spoke about that. So non-reaction is staying in the state of the new you by not reacting to your old shit. I'm okay. Self-concept, please. Well, I spoke about that. If you're friends with you, I spoke about that. Loz, can you talk about fear? Yes. Oh, fear of success. So fear of success comes from not wanting to be seen because either you've got something to hide or you've got a shame thing attached to you and you don't want to be successful because you've got a whole lot of stories about what success will mean. Either people won't like it, people put you down, your family won't like it, they'll think you're big-wigging yourself, they'll think you're arrogant, or you'll have to reveal things about yourself. I didn't want to be successful my whole life, even though I desperately wanted to be. My brain didn't want me to be because I had a fear of people seeing me, really knowing me, right? So I used to sabotage things. Daphne, be quiet. What are you meowing about? Being treated poorly at work. Isabel, why do you keep repeating yourself? Do you understand that I get to the questions at the end? If you keep constantly repeating yourselves on here, guys, and don't get a clue that I get to the end and I will answer you, I won't answer you because it's like needy, desperate energy and it just gives me the ick and makes me not want to answer you. So can you imagine if I react to you like that? Imagine how people are reacting to you at work, Isabel. So you're starting to piss me off like people at work react to you. And I'm starting to get mad at you the way people at work get mad at you. Now, why am I doing that? What's your story about you that's making me now get annoyed at you? What's your story? Do you know? What happened to you in childhood? Were you told off a lot and made to feel wrong? Were you bullied or something? What's going on? Because I am now picking on you like they do at work. Ask yourself that. Because I've just demonstrated it right in front of you. What your thought is that's causing me to react to you the way people at work react to you. You see it? What to do when fear creeps in? Guys, you take a handle of that. Don't let it run you. Don't let your brain run you. You talk the opposite, think the opposite, say the opposite, ruminate on the opposite, tell the opposite story. So how can I step into the state of millionaire if I've never gotten $1 million? It's hard. How can you step into the state of pretty if you've never been pretty? How can you step into the state of thin if you've never been thin and now you're fat? Use your imagination, darling. What, you don't have an imagination? You've never seen what a millionaire looks like? You've never seen people driving around in Lambos? Don't bullshit me. I don't know what it could possibly look like. Have you seen it? Of course you fucking have. Now you've just got to put yourself in that picture. Use your imagination, darling. That's what it's for. How to stop overthinking. Guys, there's actually no such thing as overthinking. What you're doing is identifying with and noticing the negative thoughts more. And so you think there's more thoughts that are overthought, but they're not overthought. You have the same amount of thoughts as everyone every day. You're just noticing the shitty ones because you've got a lot more shitty ones than non-shitty ones. So what you've got to do is now replace those shitty ones with new ones that aren't fearful. That's why I give you affirmation tapes. How to clear dominant thoughts. We can't clear them, darling. We've got to replace them. If any of you are trying to take out thoughts out of your mind, you understand that nature abhors a vacuum, and just purely because of the way that your mind works, you can't just get rid of them. You have to replace them. As soon as you try and get rid of them, another thought will pop back in. Your mind isn't going to only think 10,000 thoughts today and 70,000 yesterday because you cleared 60,000 out. You have to replace 60,000. I'm not saying count the amount of thoughts, but I'm saying a lot of you are trying to do this like there's a vacuum in your mind and you're thinking nothing. You can't do that, guys. You've got to replace the thoughts. I feel called out. Is it wrong to cut ties with abusive friends when your self-concept has changed instead of changing them? You're not changing them, darling. You're not getting it. They're still reflecting the old you were before, and you've still got old stories about the old them they used to be reacting to the old you. So, yes, you can cut them out if you want, but you've got a story they're abusive. You just wrote it. So if you think they're abusive, they'll stay abusive, and they haven't changed because you haven't changed the story about them. Yes, I fucked up now with returned SP. I'll work it out, though. Oh, don't say you fucked up, darling. But how can I step into the state of millionaire if I've never... Oh, God. I've been online dating to get my mind off SP and I feel like distance is growing. What do I do? Because you think distance is growing. You've decided that. Guys, if you decide that when you make a decision, that means they've forgotten about you, then they fucking have because you've decided that. And you're not understanding that just your very idea that you think there's distance came from your mind. They didn't put that idea in there. There is no distance, only if you think there is. What if they bring up the past or ask about it? So if your specific person brings it up, you can say things like, babe, do we have to talk about this? It's really, there's no need. And if they go, gee, you're very understanding, go, well, there's not much point. Do we forgive each other for what happened? Have we forgotten about it? Okay, let's move on. Or you talk about it without blaming them. Do you know good things for manifesting ADHD away? Well, first of all, Hannah, stop saying you have it. A lot of people are very misdiagnosed with that disorder. A lot of people, like, they've just got a fucking appalling diets and it affects their brain. Like, honestly, guys, have you ever watched The Magic Pill and the kids have all got ADHD and then they just stop feeding them chicken nuggets and magically it fucking goes away? Like, the amount of children diagnosed with that now, and I'm like, what are they eating? Darling, just tell yourself you don't have it for a start and tell yourself you're so good at whatever it is you're finding difficult at the moment. I can keep my mind on one thing. I like doing things I don't like to do. I can do them now. Whatever it is you don't like to do, then tell yourself you can do it now. But look, the thing about attention deficit disorder, it's not actually attention deficit disorder. It's called, I don't want to do the things I don't like to do. disorder. It's not really a disorder. It's called, that's fucking boring. I don't want to do that. I'd like to do this thing over here that I'd really like to do. I don't see anything wrong with that. So go and pick a job where you can do that. You know what I mean? How do you go about it when they contact you, but they're in a relationship? Well, why are you attracting into your reality a person who's in a relationship still, darling? Do you have a story that you're not chosen? You'll be the taken, like they're taken in your reality all the time, you're not chosen, or you can be the other woman, or you allow affairs, or they're still in a relationship, so you're not essentially chosen by them fully. It's a whole lot of I'm not chosen story going on there, darling. You want a relationship, not a reactionship. Well, that's lovely, Jenna. I've never heard that. That's fantastic. Are people robots then? No, darling. They're just reflecting you like a mirror in your reality. Everyone's in their own reality. They're not robots. I've been online dating. Oh, I saw that one. Guys, please don't repeat your question. I got him back but lost him within 2 weeks because I couldn't let go of him cheating. Millie, why did you even want that person back then? If you weren't ever going to forgive them, it's like going to marriage counselling and the marriage counsellor will say, this person's cheated. Have you forgiven them? No? Well, we're fucked. Because you're just going to bring it up. One day you'll be standing there and you'll have a fight about it, and the next minute they'll be like, you never forgive me at all, did you? And you'll be like, yeah, nah, you slept with that girl, and how dare you? Millie, you've got to understand, darling, you caused it with your thinking. Were you thinking you couldn't trust him? Were you thinking other girls' competition? Were you thinking you were going to get hurt? Ta-da, you manifested that. I'm not blaming you. I'm saying we need to understand how we cause things. You understand? Part 1, just told my SP that I didn't want him messaging unless he actually wants a relationship. Oh, my God. Fuck me. You haven't watched my videos, well, have you? Part 2, because I was so triggered what I saw in the 3D. Did I mess up? Yes. So now you got to fix it. So figure out why you even did that. Why didn't I give him the hard word and do that to him? Was I assuming he didn't want a relationship? Well, yeah, it was implied in what I told him. You don't want one. You were just assuming he didn't want one. You were assuming you're being used, or you're assuming you were just friends with benefits. You were assuming some fucking bullshit that was a bad story about you. Then you probably had a bad story about him. He's a user. He doesn't want me. He doesn't want a relationship. He's non-committal. He's a player. He's a narc. Whatever fucking stupid story you had about him that all came from your story about you getting used and being not enough. So, darling, start building yourself up and start feeling like the girl who wouldn't be used, wouldn't be treated like friends with benefits, would be given the full-blown relationship because she's enough and special and chosen. And then just imagine you never fucking had that conversation, or imagine he forgets it. Well, every boy I have a crush on has a girlfriend. I don't know at the start. I need to stop. Well, it's because you feel not good enough, darling, or not chosen, so you pick an unchoosable person. Now I'm working on my self-concept and understanding it was me who led to him breaking it off. Good, Millie, good. Hellos, hi guys. My own fault. Stop liking them when I find out they are taken. Well, guys, look, it's up to you what you do with that information. But, you know, when you pick a person who's taken, you've got to think, why am I doing that? What does that say about me? Manifest all the things in the squad now. Loads of success, dream house, dream car, the ring, dream job, get whatever you want. Be a squad member. Yes, guys. So, guys, manifest all the things is in the squad now. It will teach you how to visualize properly to manifest whatever you want. And I take you on a tour of my house and I take you around all the things I manifested and how I did it. And I'll sit you through a step-by-step visualization of how to do that with your specific person if you want to be living with them or married or pregnant, okay? It's a really great course to really get focused on how to visualize properly, and also it will really get you into your power, your manifestation power, by manifesting small things. Even though they're not small, you'll start manifesting small things like a lot of people in the group are doing at the moment, like flowers and free things and compliments and raises at work and stuff, and you'll realize, oh, well, if I'm doing this so easily, it must be just as easy to manifest my specific person. It's only $35 a month to join the squad, and if you join now, you'll be in there in time for next month, which is going to be the next focused course that goes for 2 months called Back and Begging, the ultimate manifest your specific person back course. So you'll get in there for manifest all the things. You'll get part 1 and 2. Part 3 is dropping on Monday. Then you'll get the next one as well. Okay, so guys, it's a no-brainer to join the squad. I also go live in there like this tomorrow on a Friday, every Friday. We also have coaching every now and again, like every 2 weeks. I do video coaching. You can watch it. You can re-watch all the coaching that's already been in there and all the lives. There's hundreds of videos in the squad. Plus, there's the mentors to answer your questions in the Q&A forum and all the wonderful squad members who really know their shit. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. You can watch this back on YouTube. You can also go to YouTube now and watch Stop Doing 3D Shit to Change Them. I just posted it an hour ago. There's also lots of other YouTubes out there this week. Watch them all. They're really, really insightful. If you're trying to do anything to change anything out in the 3D, okay, you're not understanding why your specific person's turning up the way they are, the last 3 videos will really help you. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.